NACA Hand Department explained in plain English. My repair home strategy using rehab escrow process. Section 1, Intro. Why this video matters. Hi everyone, my name is Will and welcome back to Will NacaJourneyCA. In today's video, I want to break down one of the most important parts of the NACA program. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons I decided to move forward with NACA in the first place. And that's the hand department and the rehab escrow process. Now, for me personally, this is not just another step in the home buying process. This is actually the entire foundation of my strategy for approaching homeownership in California. Because instead of competing for the most expensive turnkey homes possible, I'm intentionally searching for homes that need roofing, HVAC replacement, electrical upgrades, plumbing work, or renovation. That is literally my strategy. And in a high-priced California market, I believe those types of repair conditions may create opportunities where other buyers are unwilling to compete. So in this video, I want to break down what the hand department actually is, how rehab escrow works, how repairs can potentially be financed into the loan, what responsibilities fall on the buyer, how the hand timeline works, and why I believe this strategy may create opportunities in today's market. Section 2. What is the hand department? Explained in plain English. So first, HAND stands for Home and Neighborhood Development. But in simple terms, the hand department is basically NACA's property condition and repair department. Their job is to help determine whether a property is safe, whether major repair issues exist, and whether those repair costs could financially hurt the buyer after closing. And honestly, I think this is one of the smartest parts of the entire NACA program. Because buying a home is one thing. Maintaining that home long-term is something completely different. A lot of people focus only on, can I qualify for the mortgage? But the real question should also be, can I realistically afford to maintain this property after I move in? Because major repairs can financially overwhelm people very quickly. Roof problems, HVAC failures, electrical upgrades, plumbing issues, structural repairs. Those things can easily cost thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. So the hand department focuses on identifying code issues, safety concerns, health hazards, structural defects, and major mechanical system problems before closing. The goal is not just helping people buy homes. The goal is helping people remain homeowners long-term. Section 3. Why this is my entire strategy. Searching for the problems most buyers avoid. This is where the hand program becomes the entire foundation of my strategy, personally. In California, fully updated turnkey homes are extremely expensive. And honestly, that's exactly why I'm not focusing my search on perfect homes. I'm specifically searching for properties that need roofing, HVAC replacement, electrical upgrades, plumbing work, or some combination of all three. That is literally my strategy. Because those are the types of repair issues that often scare away large numbers of buyers. A lot of people see an old roof, outdated electrical panels, failing HVAC systems, or visible repair needs, and immediately walk away from the property. But sometimes that fear creates opportunity. For example, let's say there are two similar homes in the same neighborhood. One is fully renovated and move-in ready for $650,000. The other needs a new roof, HVAC replacement, and electrical work, and it's listed at $560,000 because buyers don't want to deal with the repairs. Most traditional buyers may avoid that property completely. But when you understand how the hand department and rehab escrow process works, you start looking at those homes differently. Instead of seeing only problems, you start evaluating affordability, repair potential, long-term sustainability, and whether the numbers make sense strategically. Now, obviously, this does not mean every repair home is a good deal. Far from it. Some homes can become financial disasters if buyers are careless or unrealistic. But my strategy is intentionally centered around searching for homes with major system issues because those repair conditions may reduce competition and potentially create a more affordable entry point into the California market. I'm not trying to compete emotionally for the prettiest turnkey house on the market. I'm trying to buy responsibly,
I'm trying to buy strategically, and I'm trying to create sustainable homeownership long-term instead of overwhelming mortgage pressure upfront. That's why the hand department is not just another part of the NACA process for me. It's the cornerstone of my entire home buying strategy.
Section 4. Important reality check. Now, this part is extremely important. Repair homes are not easy money, and I think people need to approach this realistically. Just because a home is cheaper does not automatically mean it's a good deal. Sometimes repairs become more expensive than expected. Contractors may delay projects. Unexpected issues may appear during renovations. Permits can become complicated, and buyers still need to stay organized throughout the process. NACA is not acting as your contractor or project manager. The buyer still has major responsibilities. You still need to coordinate inspections, review estimates, communicate with contractors, negotiate repairs, and stay involved throughout the process. So this strategy requires patience, organization, financial discipline, and realistic expectations. This is one reason I believe prior homeownership and renovation experience helps me personally with this strategy.
Section 5. Property Qualification Timeline. Now let's walk through the hand timeline process step by step in plain English. Step 1. Become NACA qualified. Before hand really gets involved, you first need to become NACA qualified. That means working with your mortgage counselor, submitting documents, completing the qualification process, and getting your affordability amount approved. Hand works with qualified members. Step 2. Attend the hand webinar. Before starting your housing search, NACA wants members to attend a hand webinar. This webinar explains repair requirements, rehab escrow rules, timelines, and the overall process. And honestly, I highly recommend paying attention here because timelines matter a lot in real estate contracts. Step 3. Select a property inspector. Before getting into contract, NACA recommends researching property inspectors ahead of time. And this is smart because once you get an accepted offer, timelines move fast. You don't want to start scrambling at the last minute trying to find inspectors. Step 4. Purchase contract terms. When negotiating your purchase contract, you need enough time for property inspections, pest inspections, and repair evaluations. This is extremely important because if timelines are too short, buyers can end up under pressure before fully understanding the condition of the property. Step 5. Schedule inspections quickly. Once the contract is signed, NACA expects inspections to be scheduled quickly, usually within 24 hours, and completed within about 3 to 4 days. That's why preparation matters. Step 6. Attend the inspection. NACA requires at least one household member to attend the inspection. And honestly, I think this is smart too, because buyers should physically see repair conditions, system issues, and overall property concerns themselves. Pictures and reports are helpful, but seeing issues in person is different. Step 7. Hand reviews the inspection. After the inspection is completed, the inspector uploads the report to NACA. Then hand reviews the findings. Step 8. NACA Repair List. Next, hand creates what's called the NACA Repair List, or NRL. This is basically the official repair list identifying required repairs, safety concerns, structural issues, and qualifying conditions that need to be addressed. This gets sent to the buyer and the real estate agent. Step 9. Repair negotiations. Once the repair list is issued, buyers usually have about 3 to 4 days to negotiate repair terms with the seller. This is where negotiations become extremely important. Sometimes sellers agree to repairs, sellers offer credits, or rehab escrow discussions begin. Every transaction can look different. Step 10. Seller repairs. If repairs are negotiated for the seller to complete, NACA generally wants licensed professionals handling the work, which honestly makes sense because major repairs need proper documentation and completion before closing.
Section 6. Why I think hand is underrated. Honestly, I think the hand department is one of the most underrated parts of the entire NACA program. Most people focus only on interest rates, no down payment, no closing costs, or qualification. But long-term affordability matters just as much as getting approved. And I think HAND exists to help protect buyers from becoming financially overwhelmed after closing, especially in today's housing market. For me personally, this strategy fits exactly where I'm at in life. I'm not interested in taking on overwhelming mortgage pressure just to say I own a house. I'm interested in sustainable ownership. I'm interested in realistic affordability. And I'm interested in approaching the California housing market strategically instead of emotionally. Outro. As I continue through this process, I'll be documenting inspections, repair evaluations, rehab escrow discussions, contractor considerations, negotiations, timelines, and everything involved in the real-world NACA process here in California. Hopefully this video helped explain the HAND department in a much simpler and more practical way. If this content is helpful, make sure to subscribe and follow the journey step by step. Real process, real steps, real homeownership. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.